Earth Mom again, here at Oceti Shakoni Camp, and 141 people were arrested yesterday, Thursday, October 27, and I'm with Johanna, who was arrested, and she's going to tell you about it.
One of the elderly.
Johanna is one of the elders here at camp, and she put herself on the line to be arrested in helping to protect the new camp on the north side that is over, where DAPL is wants to build and wants to dig into the earth, and that's the closest to the Missouri River. It's the 3 miles out from the Missouri River, and it's kind of the last stand in many ways. Johanna, tell us about your experience yesterday on the ground and then being arrested, and about how you were treated.
I was just sitting off the highway 1806 north of the big camp and north of the bridge, and me and 2 other elderlies, we were sitting on the side in the ditch on a log, and earlier we had went up and tried to stop the youth, the younger generation, to turn around and go back to camp, and because I didn't want them to be arrested and be mistreated while they were being taken to the facility in Morton County, which is Mandan, North Dakota. The younger generation started fighting and stuff up in the front lines amongst each other, and yes, I was hit and
How were you
pushed
hit?
down. I was hit from
Physically?
No, well, when they were turning around, and I tried to avoid them, but I got pushed. So, and then some of the younger ones started fighting with the one that was pushing everybody and pushing us elderlies back away. But anyway, I was sitting there on the log with 2 other elderly women, and when the troops, police force, state troops, when they walked past us, then they turned around and came to us and told us that we were arrested. And I said, what are we being arrested for? We're not doing anything. We plan on going back to the camp. And they said, no, you're coming to jail. And so I told them when they were having us all sit alongside of the highway, all handcuffed with plastic ties, and none of us was given any of our rights. Why? And just being charged for trespassing. So then when we got to the police department, which was around about 6, and this incident happened between 4 and 5 o'clock p.m. And so when we got to the police department between 6 and 7, I told them I was type 2 diabetic and I had a health issue. So then they took me in right away before everybody, and I was the first one to be released last night. And around 10 o'clock last night, the last busload of arrests were going in.
What was the experience in jail? I heard that there were like big dog cages, 20 people in each,
Yes.
on a concrete floor.
Yes,
Would you
yes.
tell us about that?
There was, they had like big cages that were when the bus pulls in, and when they took the last bus in there, around 10, they had guys, people in those cages inside the garage. But when I was taken in there, it was kind of terrifying to me because I felt like being discriminated because of me being elderly, and we were telling them that, and they still took us in.
Wow, live at Oceti Shakoni Camp on Friday, the day after. We're just going to see what develops, what happens, and what comes next. 141 people were arrested, and yeah, I was told that everyone was put in dog cages, and also that
my charges were trespassing, disorderly ordinance conduct to a riot.
Right, you created a riot. That's what they've been trying to say about us, all of the water protectors. That's been one of the charges, creating a riot. Meanwhile, everyone's been going there peacefully. There has been some internal dissension of some of the younger people wanting to fight more, but like you, Johanna, the prayerful, peaceful resistance is the way and that many of us want to go. And it's, for me, being a guest here, it's following the elders and following what's being said.
There was a church group sitting off to the east side of the highway. They were all sitting in a circle praying, and all the officers stood behind them and then went ahead and arrested that whole prayer group. And then there was elderly women that were doing a Niwipi ceremony, and
Sweat
they also
lodge.
a sweat lodge too, and they also had them all arrested.
Right, they did arrest people during sacred ceremony. Other people were with their chanupa, their pipe. There was a group of 49 people that were right in the new campground. All of them were arrested. And there's also a story, she can't speak right now for legal reasons, but one woman was run over by one of the small ATV trucks.
Yes.
And be stopping them going into the camp, and basically she stood in front of them and to stop them, and she said the driver of the ATV looked her in the eye and then put the gas on. So I don't know where humanity is here with the Dapple people. It beats me. It beats me why people don't understand that.
And they had to put a horse down because they shot at it. And a 19-year-old boy was riding his horse, and ATF went right behind his horse and hit the horse,
Yeah, the
which
ATV.
threw him off the horse and fractured his left shoulder.
Yeah, so please send your prayers out for everyone here, for Mother Earth, and pray for the Dapple people and all of our government, which seems to be doing very little, and many of the tribal leaders and the spiritual tribal people that are leading and are prayerful for us all the time, and just everyone pray, please.
Yes. And for Jesse Jackson, I seen him Tuesday and had a picture with him for the media also. So I just want him to know that I was one of them that went to jail.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Thank
Peace and
you.
blessings, everybody.